Daf Yomi, Tractate Sanhedrin, page 63b, top of the page, with the words Lomar she'en lokin alav divrei Rabbi Yehuda. This is just coming from the previous Amud that says the verse comes to provide a positive mitzvah to burn the leftover meat after the prohibition against leaving it over was violated. And now we're on top of 63b to say that one is not flogged for transgressing the prohibition as any prohibition that can be rectified by the performance of a positive mitzvah does not carry a punishment of lashes. This is the statement of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yaakov Omer. Rabbi Yaakov says, Lo min Hashem buzeh, ela mishum dahave le lav she'en boi ma'aseh, v'chol lav she'en boi ma'aseh en lo yikin alov. Rabbi Yaakov says this is not for that reason. Rather, it is because it is a prohibition that does not involve an action. The transgression is simply the failure to consume all the meat during the allotted time rather than the performance of an action. And one is not flogged for the violation of any prohibition that does not involve an action. Miklal Rabbi Yehuda Savad Lo Yikin Alov. The Gemara concludes by inference. Rabbi Yehuda holds that in general one is flogged for the violation of a prohibition that does not involve an action. It can therefore be inferred that one who vows or takes an oath in the name of an idol is liable to be flogged according to Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, even though no action is involved. Hanoider bishmo v'amikayem bishmo harei ze belo ta'aseh. Hanoider bishmo v'amikayem bishmo min alon. The Gemara teaches with regard to one who vows in the name of an idol and one who affirms his statement by an oath in its name, that this person is in transgression of a prohibition. The Gemara asks, from where do we derive that one who vows in the name of an idol and one who affirms his statement by an oath in its name transgresses a prohibition? Itanyo v'shem Elohim acherim lo tazkiru shelo yomar adam lechavero shomor li b'tzad avodah zarah ploinis lo yishama al picho shelo yidor b'shmoi v'lo yikayim b'shmoi ולא יגרום עליכם שידרו בשמוי ושיקיימו ושמוי לא ישמע על פיכו. The Gemara answers, as it is taught in a Braita, that the meaning of the verse, and make no mention of the name of the other gods, neither let it be heard out of your mouth, Exodus 23:13, is that a person may not say to another, wait for me next to such and such an object of idol worship. The meaning of the statement, neither let it be heard out of your mouth, is that one may not vow in the name of an idol, nor affirm his statement by an oath in its name, nor cause others, even Gentiles, to vow. In other words, Gentiles to vow in the name or affirm their statements by an oath in his name. Alternatively, the statement, neither let it be heard out of your mouth, can be interpreted as a prohibition against one who incites another to worship idols and against one who subverts an entire city to do so. The prohibition against inciting others to engage in idol worship can be derived from this verse. Mesit Behed Yiksiv Be Chol Yisrael Yishma V'Yirau Elazar Lemediach. The Gemara asks, why must the prohibition against an inciter be derived from here? It is written explicitly in that regard in the verse concerning the insider's punishment, and all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more of any such wickedness that is in your midst. Deuteronomy 13:12. This is clearly a prohibition against inciting others to worship idols. Rather, the verse, neither let it be heard out of your mouth, is a prohibition against one who subverts an entire city to engage in idol worship. This prohibition is not stated elsewhere. ולא יגרום לכם שידרו בשמו וישיזכם בשמו מסייע לעבוד שמו אמר עבוד שמו אסור לאדם שיעשה שותפות אם הנוכרי שמא יתחייב לו שבוע ונשבע במועד זורש אלוהי והתורה אמרה לא ישום על פיכו. The Brisa teaches, and one may not cause others, meaning Gentiles, to vow in the name of an idol or affirm their statements by an oath in its name. The Gemara comments, the Brisa supports the opinion of Shmuel's father. Shmuel's father says, it is prohibited for a person to enter into a partnership with a Gentile, lest their joint ventures lead them to quarrel, and his Gentile partner will be obligated to take an oath to him, and he will take an oath in the name of his object of idol worship, and the Torah states, neither let it be heard out of your mouth, which includes causing a Gentile to take an oath in the name of an idol. Ki asula bas kalnavo Amar le Rava vehecha bas mar Amar le bekalnavo אמר לה והכתיב בשם אלוהים אחרים לא תסגירו אמר לה אחי אמר רבי יוחנן כל עבודה זרה הכתובה בתורה מותר להזכיר שמה והיכא כתיבה דכתיב קרא בעל כורש נבו. When Ula came from Eretz Yisrael to Babylonia, he lodged in a place called Kal Nevo. Rava said to him, and where did the master lodge? Ula said to him, in Kal Nevo. Rava said to him, but isn't it written, and make no mention of the name of other gods? Kal Nevo is the name of an idol. Kal Nevo. It is? I would have never known that. What's the gematria of that? 188? Okay. Kal Nevo. Okay, right. Ula said to him, this is what Rabbi Yochanan said, with regard to any object of idol worship that is written in the Torah, it is permitted to mention its name. Since when we mention the idol while reading the Torah, it is permitted to mention it altogether. Rava asked, and where is this idol written? We'll answer, it is written, Bel bows down, Nevo stoops. Kara Baal Kores Nevo. So that's Kal Nevo, I guess. Isaiah 46 verse 1. ואילו כתיב לו מסיב רב שרשרה אחס מרובה כשלוש. שהיא כמגדיון לשילה שהם שתי תפילות ושני ספוגין, הרי זה זב גמור. אבל רבינה, גד נמי מכתב כתיב, כתיב האורחים לגד שולחן. The Gemara asks, and does this mean that if an idol is not written in the Torah, it is not permitted to mention its name? Rav Misharshi raises an objection to this premise from a Mishnah in the tractate of Zavim 1.5. If a man saw or experienced one gonorrhea-like discharge, and that lasted as long as 3 regular gonorrhea-like discharges, which is like the amount of time it takes to walk from the location of the idol Gadion to Shiloh, which is the amount of time it takes to perform 2 immersions and 2 dryings of the towel, he is ritually impure with the impurity status of a full-fledged Zav. Even though a man generally becomes a Zav only after 3 separate discharges, in any event, the Mishnah mentions the idol god Yon. Ravina says, the idol god is also written in the Bible, as is written that prepare a table for Gad. Isaiah 65:11. Amar Rav Nachman, kol leitzanuta asira. חוץ מליצנות לדבר זוהר לשריה, תכתיב קרס בל כל נבו, כעשו קראו יחדיו לא יאכלו מעלת עשה. Rav Nachman says all types of mockery are forbidden except for mockery of idol worship, which is permitted. As it is written, Bel crouches down, Nevo stoops. They stoop, they crouch down together, they could not hold back the burden. Isaiah 46:1 and 2. The verse is interpreted as meaning that they crouch in order to defecate and cannot hide, they cannot retain their excrement. Yakazoidal. Yeah. Ksiv dibru le'agalot beit av and yiguru sheken shomron kiv alav uchramav. Alav. Yagilu al kevodo. Ki galam yanot kevodo elo kevedo. And it is similarly written, they speak, the inhabitants of Samaria shall be in dread for the calves of Beth Aven, for its people shall mourn over it, and its priests shall tremble for it. For its glory, kevodo, because it has departed from it. Hosea 10:5. 10:4 and 5. Do not read it as glory, rather as kevedo, its burden, meaning that the idol is unable to restrain itself from defecating. These are examples of derogatory statements that are permitted only in reference to idols. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, my dichtiv. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, my dichtiv. ועד יוסיפו לחתו ויעשו להם השיחה מכספם כתבונם עצבים וגומר מאי כתובים לעצבים למד שכל אחד עושה דמות ירתו מלאכתו בכיסו בשעה שזוכרה מוציאה בתוך הכל ומחבקה ומנשקה. Rabbi Yitzchak says, what is the meaning of that which is written? And now they continue to sin, and they have made for themselves molten images of their silver, according to their own understanding. Idols, all of them lack work of the craftsman. Of them that say, those who sacrifice men kiss calves. Hosea 13:2. What is the meaning of the expression according to their own understanding? Kevunam, idols, to their own understanding. The word kevunam is in terms of meaning according to the image, their image, and the verse teaches that each and every person would make an image of his God and place it in his pocket. When he would remember it, he would remove it from his bosom and embrace it and kiss it. Ravami shayu komarim notenim. עיניהם עליהם המלכים ואת הגאונים ועושים דמוס עצבים ומאמינים בצער אבוסיהן ומסינו אותם לחוץ כיוון דשרו עושים רצין אחריהן ומשתמשים בהן אומרים לו עבודה זרה חפש בך יבוא ויזבח עצמו לא. What is the meaning of the statement, those who sacrifice men kiss calves? Rabbi Yitzchak of the school of Rabbi Ami says it is means of the priests of idol worship would set their eyes on the wealthy, and they would starve the calves that were objects of idol worship and make statues in the image of those wealthy people and place those statues next to the troughs of the calves, and they would take those calves outside when the calves would see those wealthy people whose image they were used to seeing near their troughs, they would run after them and paw them. At this point, the priests would say to that wealthy person, the object of idol worship, the calf, desires you. Let the master come and sacrifice himself to it. The priest would inherit his property. Amar Rava, Hai Zofche Adam, Agalim Yishakun, Agalim Yishakun, Lizboach Adam Miboele. Ela Amar Rava, Kol Hazuvech et Beno, Lavan Zara. Amar Lo, Doron Gadol Hikriv Lo, Yavo Vishak Lo. Rava says that is not the correct interpretation of the verse, as the wording "those who sacrifice men kiss calves" is unsuitable for that interpretation, since in that case the verse should have stated they make calves kiss to sacrifice men. Rather, Rava says that the verse is to be understood as follows: whenever anyone sacrifices his son to an idol worship, an object of idol worship, the priest says to him, "The master has sacrificed a great gift, Doron, to the idol, therefore he has the right to come and kiss it." The Gemara, the verse means that the reward of those who sacrifice men is to kiss calves. Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Rav Ashi, V'yanche b'chol asu et sukkos benos, ma'iniu targones, v'yanche ha'achekut asui et haregel, u'ma'iniu כתרנגול ינג'י חמאס עשו את אשימה ומעניו ברכה קרחה והאבימה עשו את נבחן ואת תרתק ומעניו כלב וחמור. Yehuda says, that Rav says, with regards to the verse describing the peoples that were settled by Samaria by the Assyrians, and the men of Babylonia made Sukkah Benoth. 2 Kings 17:30. And what is this idol? It is the image of a hen. And the men of Cuth made Nergal. 2 Kings 17:30. What is it? It is the image of a rooster. And the men of Hamath made Ashima. 2 Kings 17:30. And what is it? It is the image of a bald billy goat. And the Avivites made Nibaz and Tartak. What are they? The image of a dog and a donkey. Veha Sepharvim. Srafim et benehem ואת בנותיהם באש לעד למלך ואין המלך אלוהי ספרדנים ומעניו הפרד והסוס עד המלך ויעדר למראה בטעינה ואין המלך למראה בקרבה. And the Sepharvites burn their sons and their daughters in the fire to Adramelech and to Anamelech, the gods of the Sepharvim. 2 Kings 1731. And what are they? The mule and the horse. And why are they called that? A mule is called Adramelech because it honors its master with its load, because it carries the master's load. And a horse is called Anamelech because it responds to its master, assisting him in battle. אף חזקיה מלך יהודה ביקש אביו לעשות לו כן, אלא ששוחתו עמו סלמנדרה. The Gemara relates, the father of Hezekiah, king of Judah, also attempted to do so to him, meaning to burn him as an offering to an idol, but his mother rubbed him with the blood of a salamander, a creature created out of fire and immune to the effects of fire, whose blood is fireproof. אמר רב יהודה ברב יודין ישראל בבויד זרה שאין בו ממש Yehuda says that Rav says the Jewish people knew that idol worship is of no substance. They did not actually believe in it, and they worshipped idols only in order to permit themselves to engage in forbidden sexual relations in public. Since most rituals of idol worship would include public displays of forbidden sexual intercourse. Masivo b'shashal shia kain. Kizkol b'nei mizbrois amar alazo adam sheyesh lo gaguin al mino. Rav Misharshia raises an objection to the statement from the following verse, like the memory of their sons are their altars and their asherim are by the leafy trees upon the high hills. Jeremiah 17:2, and Rabbi Elazar says that this means that the Jewish people would recall their idol worship like a person who misses his child. This interpretation indicates that they were truly attached to idol worship. I think we'll stop here.